All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have something very, very special for you today. We have here with me the one and only, the best piece of fortification in the game, Lonzo. Whoa.
Hello, guys.
All right,
I don't know if my webcam is on.
No, it's not on yet. Just give
It's
me a
not on
second
yet? Okay.
to fix stuff here. All right, let's remove this from the screen. All right, so just so you guys know, this was something that we decided to do like yesterday, I guess, something like that. So we are not really ready for it. So, but I still don't care.
We don't need preparation, man.
Exactly. All right. Let me get your. When you guys see Lonzo, oh my god, it's going to be funny. Hey, there you go.
Oh, let's go, baby.
There you go. He's with a Larry Bird shirt here. Nice. The closest I ever got to rooting for a NBA team was the Celtics. So.
That's good enough.
Right. Here is Lonzo.
All
right. Also, we see D1000 in chat. Yeah, it finally worked, my man. It finally worked. And I need to get my own camera to work here. Is it true? Oh, it is. It is. There you go. Right,
let's go,
best
baby.
I can do.
Oh, we are both. Are you bold as well?
No, I'm not bald. I'm fake bald.
Shit. I'm the only bald here.
All right, so Fluffy's in chat, so I'm just going to pretend I didn't read anything because I don't like lies. All right, so mostly of what we are doing here is going to be very on the fly, right? So you need some time alone, okay? I'm not going to ask why. So something happened recently, right? Something happened, and we want to talk about it. I'm going to turn off the music, by the way. I don't think it's fitting, but if chat wants the song back, just tell me so, and we make that work. All right, so let's start with explaining what happened, right? So, wait, why Lonzo? Oh, there you go. Oh, he's back. Okay. So, Lonzo, if you want to talk about a little bit what happened, so people know what we are going to talk about.
You're the host. You should be the one who is explaining shit and thing. Like
that is true.
I should be the one just judging everything and.
That is true. I just don't know how to do this. So let's start from the beginning. There is a tournament, a tournament sponsored by the same guys that came with the Zion Cup, something like that. It's the World Desert Cup, the second. It's a 30,000. Look how handsome is. He's throw me around and let him. So it was a $30,000 tournament. Very, very interesting. The format where you actually play a TG and then you play 1v1s, then you play TGs. Some players complain about that. That's not really what happened. That's not really what we are talking about today. What happened is a game between the Wii Sports or West Sports, or they said it doesn't matter how you say their name once when I asked, so we call it whatever. And then Roar and Friends, right? One of these guys is Acro. Acro is a very good player, if I'm not mistaken, 2.2k player. But yeah, he's not a pro. And that was kind of what went on. We had some players saying that he should not have given his opinion just because he's only 2.2K. I mean, is that what the top 500 or something? Is it? No?
I have no idea.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
But
But
2K3 is like very very good.
yeah, and then stuff just developed like that. Some people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't speak to us. We are the pros." There was Liereyy and Acro were the main ones, but we also had Hart and even Hera. But I know people love well. Let's talk about this later. So the main characters here were Acro 17, Liereyy, Hart, and in Hera. After that, we had some people joining, some people just making fun, like Masty, like Emu, and yeah, it was kind of a shit show, I should say. But is that really drama, Lonzo? What do you think?
I live in Turkey, man. Like it's not a drama. It's nothing. But the problem is that the game and the community doesn't have anything to talk about that's really interesting. So they take anything they can take, but it's actually not a drama.
Yeah, because
That's the
uh,
problem.
we had Red Neil talking to us yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I think, or the day before, and he actually raised an interesting point that is it the kind of thing that talking about it could increase the toxicity in the community?
It's a double-edged sword. Like I think we should come that later. Let's just talk about the main story. Then let's talk about the big picture later.
Okay, okay.
That's a long way to go. If I start talking about that, it's just gonna drag out
Well, but,
from
but
the
that's
main.
that's what the podcast is about, right? Fluffy is saying here that AoE has catered to the top 20 for many years, and now the game will only survive by learning more towards the rest of the player base. Yeah, and there is something as well that Lonzo himself was talking to me right now on Discord. AoE is a very very small game, right? It's a very small community. We have the main players, the main streamers getting like 1,000, maybe 2,000 viewers. That is impressive, of course. No, not for me. Yeah, not for me. 2,000, it's kind of a bad day for me. But when we're talking about Age of Empires, it's actually a good number, right? You look then at some random girl playing, I don't know, Cat Cafe, and she's getting 8,000, right? So Age of Empires it's a very very small community.
That's true.
Great
So
commentary
let's.
from Lonzo. Okay, that's add a
Where
lot.
should we start? Okay, if you start from there, I think people are so sensitive about talk. Like even in this situation, people are saying, "Oh, it's drama." It's like that's what's interesting for people, bro. Like let it be, let it happen, and don't be so worried about it. I think that's the problem. Like if you want to go mainstream, you have to be chill about this because that's what people like. Like even like that little thing is like that happened, and we are doing a podcast about it right now. That's something. So I think we should just let it happen, and it's not
Yeah,
even a big deal. It's just so small.
and then I question you. Do you really think that's drama?
No,
Is
it's
it
not.
really drama?
It's not like. Let's talk about the what happened here.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
let's
go.
talk about that first. So I think we all think that like being like, oh, what's your elo? What are you? Like, you are not good enough to. I think that's just toxic. That's not needed. Like, we all know that.
Yeah.
And Liereyy did a mistake in that point. I think we all agree about that, right?
No, I
Right,
think it's
Purple?
one of the most interesting points because does it really matter? That's the point. Does it really matter? Kira is saying she
What?
needs some background. So Kira, what happened is the following. Um, there is a big tournament going on, and then a player complained that one of the teams took some time. We might discuss if it's a long time, if it's not on another point, but just the facts, okay? They delayed the next game a little bit to take a look at the maps. So one of the players on the other team complained and said, "Well, you guys should prepare, and there should be a rule in place to prevent that kind of stuff." What happened is, yeah, there's a video on it. I'm going to link to you on Discord later, or maybe you can just watch it right now. It's like 4 minutes, right? I think we just watch it. I think it would be better for people to understand what's going on. Okay, that's not it. So yeah, the video explains what happened very superficially, but enough so we can actually talk about it, right? So I think again this was an impromptu thing from me and Lonzo. We did not plan this at all. So yeah, some stuff
Yeah,
it's
just
going to
go ahead.
be kind of
Open. We can open the video and we can talk through the video as well.
yeah. Just need to find it because I can't seem to find it, and I cannot go look on Discord because you are the Discord right now. Was it called? AoE drama? So I can't
I
find the
have
game
no
here.
idea. Jinska just post the video on the chat.
On chat? Oh, perfect. Perfect. All right.
So over the weekend,
All right. Let's hope we don't get taken down for this. And let's go.
Nah, there's no music, I think, in that video.
All right.
there was some Age of Empires 2 drama. Just to be clear, the purpose of this video is not to milk the drama for views. There was some humorous antics and a new meme and a few other events that I'm going to explain, but the purpose of this video is to learn from the experience.
Maybe you can just skip some of the.
So the tournament this weekend was World Desert Championship 2. It just entered out of the qualifying rounds and into the main event. And it's not just your average team game tournament. Some of the novel ideas are that there are both 1v1s and 3v3s in this tournurnament. You start off, and there's lots of wins in a best of 3. MBL won his game against Ganji, and then Hart won his game against Vodka. So that was 2 wins towards Wii Sports, and they get 1 point in their overall standing in the set. Now, some people were giving feedback in the aptly named.
See, this is from the Discord, from the feedback channel.
Questions and feedback channel in the Discord for the tournament, and saying maybe the 1v1s should be played simultaneously. And I think that's reasonable feedback to give, just to masters or players tournaments.
There you go. This is what started. Okay, so this is the main issue, usually caused by the high seed non-prepared teams. If you even stream this from a point of view, which exposes you surely, this is clear unsportsmanlike behavior. Happened today for Nile Valley in West versus Roar prior to the first TG. Right away, look, you can look here right away. Well, it was the same hour, we don't know the minute, but right away, Liereyy said what, and then yeah, it all started.
And yeah, that seems like the drama, so to speak, started.
So yeah, this was the most funny part to be fair. The part where he said, "Can I ask your rating?" It even became a meme. Because it's kind of weird, right? Does it matter? And that's one of our points. Does it matter? Your elo or not?
It does.
explain your point of view. Why does it matter?
Why does it matter? Well, it shows how capable you are to like playing the game. Because it like in Age of Empires, it like there is no existence of a commentary or like there's no people who are like 500 elo but they know the game so well. Like, do you know any like is there anyone something like that? No, there's no.
But that's not about the game, right? That's about logic. If you
No, it comes to the game. Like I think let's agree that like asking like that, being aggro, being aggressive, edgy, like Liereyy there, it's not nice, right? I think we can just all agree about that. I think he made a mistake there. I think Liereyy was not in his day. Maybe he just was feeling off. Maybe he just couldn't have sex with the girl he wanted to, or something.
so
He had something in his life,
yeah,
but
but look,
it's
Kira
not
Kira
a
is
problem.
asking. Kira is
Yeah.
asking if it was what Kira is asking about. I would agree with you, but no, he's complaining that since his elo is lower than Liereyy, is that you shouldn't talk. You shouldn't talk back to the pros because you're not a pro. You can see he even says, "Oh, have you ever participated in a 30K tournament before?" Like, why
No,
does that
that's
matter?
true.
Why does that
It doesn't
matter?
matter because he doesn't know how it works. He doesn't know the work he puts in. Like, let's say Kira, like, or not Kira is streamer as well. Someone who never streamed come to you and talking about streaming to you.
Okay.
Okay, then like you will be like, if you ever freaking scream,
But
like
it doesn't
scream, man,
matter.
like
So let me ask you something.
it
How
does
good are
matter.
you at basketball?
Not that good anymore.
Don't you say, "Oh my God, that pass was shit"? Don't you say that when you're watching?
That's different. Why?
No, it's
That's
not.
different.
No, it's not. It's
It's
not
different.
because it doesn't matter if you know how to do that, if you know the logic behind it. Like, I don't need to play a Dota tournament
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
know that if you take 20 minutes to start a match, it's wrong, right? You don't need to play Dota to know that.
I agree. Like there's a saying of Jose Mourinho. He says, "You don't have to be the horse to know how to ride the horse.
You don't need to what?
You don't need to be the horse to know how to ride the horse."
Sure. That's a good one.
Because like it's a good one, yes. Because but still in Age of Empires we don't have anyone that have good opinions who aren't like top level, like
But isn't that
even
kind of
streamers like T90, even T90 is like 2K 3, like we
but
don't
isn't
have
that
like
circular
yeah.
logic though? You say they can't have good opinions because they are in higher level, and then you say, oh, they have good opinions because they are higher level. So
But
it
it's
kind of
actually they can have good opinions. I think it's not about opinions in this one. It's about knowing how to be a pro and knowing what it takes. I think Lily couldn't express himself. My boy couldn't express himself good there. I think it's more about knowing how to prepare and what does it mean to play in a 30K tournament, because like that guy there just plays to have fun, man. Like Lee plays to get the money. It's
okay.
different.
So I want to hear from Fluffy. If Fluffy is ready, I would like to hear from you in voice. Could do you want to be here? I think this point about T90 is actually very interesting. And yeah, Kira is saying exactly what I think. It's a feedback channel. Anyone that's participating in the tournament should have a say, either as a
I
caster,
think
as
the
a
biggest
player.
the biggest
It doesn't matter.
problem the biggest problem is feedback channels shouldn't be in a platform where everyone can see what others write.
Why?
That's so stupid, because now someone is complaining about some other person and the other person can see it and it creates the conflict itself.
Okay, we are going to go back to that point because I think it's very good. It's a very good point. So let's hear from Fluffy.
What are we hearing from me? Which point am I arguing?
So yeah, you talked about how T90 is now a 2.3K, and
yeah,
I think his opinion doesn't change. The value of his opinion doesn't change with
exactly
with Elo.
And listen, pros would still look at his casting and his content and look back at it and go, "Oh shit, he's got some good points there." Way before he hit 2K, years and years before he hit 2K, because whilst I understand being there and doing it is one thing, as a caster, you are consuming so much more varied content than a player, right? If you are Hera and you play a 1v1, then you are getting your perspective of that 1v1. If you are casting that game, you get the perspective of both Hera and his opponent simultaneously. You've already got 100% more information than he has from that game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Elo and saying people of a certain Elo don't have as much knowledge or they shouldn't have as big of an impact or an input is completely wild to me. Like, the devs who alter the game, the people who run the tournaments, these aren't top-level players. Like, I don't think you can honestly sit there and say that somebody like Hera understands the game better than anyone in the world. Like, yeah, that's what you're saying, right? He is the best player, so he knows everything.
This is a great point because there's something that I think needs to be addressed. Is that sometimes people see the players as if they somehow know everything about the game. I'm not even talking about AoE specifically, but any pro. Oh, this guy is a pro. He knows better. If that was true, why would you need like how do you say that, coaches? Why would you need a coach, for example, for a pro team? You have the US going to the Olympics.
We don't have coaches in Age of Empires. Do we have any
coaches? You don't have this coach in Age of Empires?
Okay, so
we don't have any coaches.
You think Harry knows everything about the game?
He doesn't know everything about the game.
Okay, but he's the best one currently, right?
He should be like about knowing the game. He should be at least like top five.
Do you think there is anyone in the world that knows something about AoE that Hera doesn't?
Of course.
That's not a fair question.
Of course.
In Lonzo's defense, that's not a fair question.
Why not?
Because Harold can't literally... He may have at some point known something, but he's not going to remember literally every single possibility in the game as versus
Yeah, for sure. I didn't finish the thought, though. So the question is fair. There are a good amount of people that know stuff that Hera doesn't. And the reason for that, like... You can say Hera one of these days was trying to go Red Phosphor on the fly. He screwed up immensely and he lost. Right? Red Phosphor, if you saw Red Phosphor, you would say 1 year ago you would say, yeah, this guy doesn't have a good reading of the game. This guy doesn't know about the game. He's only 1.3k. He doesn't know anything. He shouldn't have an opinion on the game. And then the guy shoots up to 2.2k. He shifts some of the meta in the whole ladder. That's actually a counter argument to your point that you need to have Elo to say something.
Yeah, I don't think you can value the opinion of one player over another, whether that's based on Elo or experience.
Yeah, you know how this is called, to be fair? This is called argument from authority. It makes no sense. Either your point is logical or it's not.
Though I think it's only fair if we let Lonzo chime back in here because he hasn't really been allowed to speak for a hot minute. So I think it sounds like Lonzo wants to clarify a little bit what it was when he was agreeing with Liereyy, but also not agreeing with him.
Yeah, the Red Phosphorus thing is like he got the respect he deserves when he got to the 2K, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So Elo matters. That shows it. Elo matters.
So his opinion didn't matter when he started doing the thing that he did, and then now that he's 2.2k, it matters.
But I think the main thing is not Elo here.
Of course not. Like Elo doesn't even matter.
I think it's more about being in a position where you play the tournaments to win the money, not to just play the tournament.
So, right, you said that earlier, and I'm glad you brought it back up, because if you think for a second that anybody that is about to go up against Wii Sports isn't thinking we're on to win 30 grand here, you're crazy. Just because you don't normally get to that level, that doesn't mean that you want to win that 30,000 any less than the other people playing, right?
That's true, but like you are not gonna win it. So like it's not the same thing. And the thing is, I think we don't show the respect they deserve as well to Liereyy. Like
Okay,
Liereyy is
this is another point though.
he is top 3 in probably in history, man. To show respect, like Viper, Dot, Liereyy, and Hera will probably pass some people there in future, but like these people made what competitive Age of Empires is, man. And like, how can you not wait like 5 minutes for freaking Lear, man?
No, but this is another point. This is another point. You're saying that the time wasn't a huge amount of time, right? But I don't think that was his point. That wasn't his point. The point that he raised was that on those 5 minutes he was looking at the maps for the first time. So his complaint was that they didn't prepare.
He doesn't have to. Like, have you ever seen, like, let's say there's a game between Real Madrid and Barcelona, okay? Real Madrid player goes to Barcelona player and says, you didn't, like, prepare enough, man. Like, what the fuck? He doesn't have to. You're not judging him to not.
But the problem is,
okay, no. Let's
lack.
Use that analogy. Use that analogy. So it's Real Madrid versus Barcelona, right? And Real Madrid are saying, Barca, you're not prepared enough. But Barcelona are saying, well, actually, but we want to prepare a little bit longer, so we're going to spend an extra 10 minutes, even though we were supposed to kick off at fucking 8 p.m. We're going to wait until 10 past 8 because we're Barcelona, so we'll do whatever the fuck we want to do because we're important.
That's true, but what can they do? They can just like ask Larry, like, could you please be more like? Could you please be like faster for the next game? Blah blah. Like, the
understanding from the context is that they'd already been waiting. The host was asking, and even the casters were asking where the players were. So it's not like it's not like there's been no messages at all, and then they've gone, "Oh my god, Larry, what the fuck?" They've clearly asked multiple times first, and then he snapped back. And at the end of the day, if, like you said, they are professional players that rely on this money, that need to earn that 30,000 to prove their worth in what they're doing for a living, then they should be putting time in to prepare.
Yeah, like I think they don't have to prepare, but then they have to put rules in tournaments that like you have to be there in X minutes, blah blah.
Yes, that I agree with you. So the thing here, what happened there, and I'm going to let you speak on this because I think you have a good ground for that, Fluffy, is that rules are there to be enforced, but the main point is to avoid people abusing possibilities. Let's say like that. So what Acro was doing was exactly that. He said, "Oh, we need a rule to avoid this kind of stuff to happen, like it happened in my game." Then all started. Then all this supposed drama started.
Then I will come back to this point.
Okay.
They shouldn't have the feedback channel on a place where everyone can see other feedbacks, because it then comes to like pointing fingers on people.
Okay, so let's hear from Fluffy, and then we are going to open the spot if someone else wants to join.
Okay, so about feedback channels and things like that specifically, I get what you're saying. I think that feedback channels shouldn't be made public to people outside of the tournament, but they should be pulled up to everybody within the tournament. And then if you want to have a separate one for viewers, then you can. That's fine. But the reason why it should be public to everybody is because it's a follow-on thought. It instigates debate, conversation, intrigue. For example, what we're doing right now in this exact moment is you brought up an analogy that enabled me to think about the situation in a different way. And by having that accessible in the feedback channel, it opens the conversation up to more minds that could have a more positive impact on the content going forward. And as players, watchers, casters, tournament organizers, that's exactly what we want. We want the best content we can have. So I think having the feedback channel be public for other people in the tournament makes sense. I don't know how they have the Discord set up specifically for teams, but they should have, and this happens in all the tournaments I've been involved in, you should have a chat for groups specifically or for teams specifically where they can just message other team leaders rather than it being crossing over into the feedback channel. That was really weird for me that happened. So I kind of agree with Lonzo in that the feedback channel was abused because of the way it was set up, but I do think it should still exist, but in a different format.
Yeah, I agree. Because
Right, fair enough. So you agree with Fluffy agreeing
yeah.
with you?
Yeah, like I think it should be like there's like some like there's admin, then you bring it to admin, but it should be in a way that like only admin can see, because when you do it in this way, then like even freaking Master James can message there. What the fuck, man?
But Master was
Even
funny, so that's a point for leaving it
even
open.
freaking Blue Moon can message there, man. Elendel, what the fuck Elendel is doing there? Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right,
and
so-
they have nothing to do with the situation, so I agree with Alonso there.
So Fluffy, thank you very much for the contribution,
No
man,
problem.
and I hope you
Bye.
stay in chat. This is a good conversation. So yeah, I understand totally what you're saying. I have a server where we are grabbing all the people in the community that make tournaments, that are leaders of communities, to help with tournament organizing, to help with suspicious players, that kind of stuff. And one of the channels there is called Report. And in that channel, you only can see the messages that were sent when you were in that channel specifically. So if you send a message and you change the channel, you can't see anything of the history of the channel. Only admins can. So I understand the idea for the feedback, but if you think about this, I say something and then only the admins can see. They already have a preconceived idea about that opinion about that theme, because they made a tournament together, right? So it's not going to be an open conversation anymore. If you leave it open, so only team captains can speak on the feedback channel. Yeah, now I tend to agree with you, because then you have a good amount of people, but it's still not open, so Blue Moon can just go in and it's done. You know what I mean? Can I stand up?
Yes.
No, I'm only I don't have trousers right now.
Okay. And I think I don't know. I feel like Liereyy is such a legend, man. Why we are doing this? Like, I think people don't understand what makes competitive AoE possible. Like Viper himself, I think if Viper wasn't there, I think there wasn't competitive Age of Empires at all. Not
Yeah.
at this level, not even close. Like he was the only reason that there is any interest in Age of Empires in competitive way. Like I remember in 2010, 2011, I didn't know about anyone, but I heard like there was a guy named Viper and he was so good at the game.
Right.
He was like that influence. He had that influence on the game, and like Liereyy was for a long time was the only guy to be able to hang with Viper. He was freaking 16 playing the game, man.
I understand. So I think we are just conflating two things here. Liereyy has all the respect, should have at least all the respect from the player base as a player, right? So anything he does as a player, I think, yeah, dude is amazing. Fluffy just brought us the information that he's the third highest grossing player in the scene, like ever. So yeah, that's amazing. That's incredible. But that doesn't mean that his opinions make more sense if they don't. If he goes and say, oh, so skirmishers kill knights, are you going to say, yeah, well, Liereyy is the third highest grossing player in the world, so yeah, maybe his opinion makes sense. And then he's going to show, yeah, I have 1,000 skirmishers here, and they actually one hit KO the knight, so I'm right. You're going to say, no, look, I'm 1K, and I know that knights do not counter, that skirmishers do not counter knights. So what matters when someone says something is not who is saying it, it's what they are saying.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is, like, if I was playing in that tournament, let's say, like Liereyy was wasting my time. Okay, Liereyy is wasting. And another point I'm gonna make here is that guy wouldn't be acting like that if it wasn't Liereyy, bro. If it was me, Lonzo Wall, there wasting his time,
yeah,
he wouldn't be like that. I think he just wanted to be like, oh, I'm against Liereyy. I'm like,
I don't think you can. You can say it was malice on Acro's part. I think he was probably going to complain, but we would not have this drama.
He was no one. Now he is the one who had a debate with Liereyy. That's all, man. That's all.
I don't know how can you say that. I don't know where. So I know a little bit of Acro from the Dignitas tournament. And he always tried to be as polite as possible with everyone. So from the information I have,
you cannot talk about this. I know I could bring someone who was very polite, very nice guy. That things happened. Now you know who is that guy.
So cool face.
He was not polite though.
No, he wasn't polite. That's true. But you thought he was a cool guy.
Yeah. No. That's for sure. I agree. We can't be wrong about people, but you are automatically assigning malice to Acro without any evidence, you know? Because in the tournaments, Fluffy just said when he show us the Larry tattoo. So Alonso, real quick, tell Fluffy what was your plan for today's stream.
I was gonna come to stream with a Liereyy shirt instead of Larry Bird. It's Larry Bird though. It's Liereyy. It's
the same person. It's basically the same person.
It's Liereyy and he is blonde like him, so it's close enough. It's Liereyy. Oh my! I didn't even think about it, but it makes sense now.
It's Liereyy Bird. Yeah, Jiska hit it on the head. It's Liereyy Bird.
Yeah,
so yeah,
I couldn't do that because the thing wasn't open. The shop wasn't open.
It's clear to me that the proportions it took, it's obviously because they were pro, because some of the stuff that they said could only be said by pros. Like when they ask, oh, do you know what takes to be a pro on the scene? No, you don't. You know what I mean? And then we go back to a point.
But that's true as well. That's true as well. That's the thing.
I want to come back to a point where we were talking About Hera, because I know people love to gank on Hera, right? People love.
No, I think what happened.
Yep.
Hera was like he like he's this boy, right? So he just wanted to defend him. That's all. I think Hera has nothing with the.
What do you mean? He wanted to what? Sorry.
Like Liereyy made a mistake there by being that edgy in that conversation. Then Hera just was being dumb because he just wanted to defend Liereyy.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. But yeah, that would sound a little bit counterintuitive to what my points have been so far. But to be fair, I think I liked what Hera did. I actually like what Hera did there, defending his friend. We know how close they are. So I totally understand it and even support what he did, even though I think the way he did was wrong, right? So people like to gang up on Hera because of his past. I wasn't here when he had this supposed past. I don't know the stuff that he did in the past that made part of the community not like him. But everything I know about Hera, and I have interacted with him a lot this year and the last one. Dude is a good person, you know. Dude, he's either a good person or he's an amazing liar. That's my point. He one of the two, because dude have sacrificed hours that he could be getting lots of money for stuff that he would got nothing for. You know what I mean? He helped the Legion a lot. He helped some charities. We got around $500, if I'm not mistaken, of charity thanks to Hera. So, and yeah, I think that's it. I think Fluffy has it. He's a lot more mature right now, and yeah, that changes a person. You know that. So
Yeah, I think like if the way Hera changed over the years is amazing, and he's still young. Like he's like what, 23, 24?
I think,
24
yeah,
maybe.
I think
I don't
he
know.
might be around 25 years.
Yeah, like and like I think in this position he just tried to defend his friend. I think when he like if he comes back and see the conversations, he will understand this. It wasn't the best way to deal with it from Liereyy, but still, like I think he did what a friend would do, man. I think that's just fine.
So Fluffy said that Liereyy Liereyy made I don't know if it was a note or whatever, but he apologized. I don't know. I didn't know about this. I know that Hera reached out to Acro in private message, but yeah, I honestly don't know about this. But again, I don't think this is not a witch hunt on Liereyy at all. You know, Liereyy, yeah, everyone fucks up, and if that's his horrible mistake, I mean, that's nothing, right? That's nothing.
Of course. Let's come back to this. Just give me a moment. I will be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Yeah, and that's why I think it's funny that we're calling this a drama. You know, this is not drama. This is just something that happened, and it shows how good we have in this community when two people, or rather 4 people, disagreeing is somehow drama. You know, it's such a great community where this nothing burger is called drama. There is no way this becomes toxic. I'm not gonna lie. I have been receiving some toxicity that I didn't in the past year and a half, I guess, that I'm playing. But it's such a minor thing compared to everything else that I have experienced in this community. It's honestly it's very funny. So about skirms, what chat thinks? Do we ban skirms or what? Because now they're kind of dominating the matter, right? So what do we want? Also, I think we had, looks like we had a sub from Nessie. Oh damn, I didn't see this. We had a sub from Nessie. Hope you are still here, Nessie. Thank you very much for the sub. Nerf Elite Skirmisher, add Imp Skirmisher as default unit. What are we doing with Vietnamese then? We could add a Skirmisher Elephant to the Vietnamese. Is this skirm discussion a joke or serious? No, so Fluffy hates skirmishes. He even made a song about it. Do you have it still? If you can, please post the YouTube link. Yeah, but that tells us more about the Vietnamese than the Imperial Skirmisher, right?
I'm
um,
back.
all right, so Alonso, we are talking about how this community has everything. It's almost a heaven, if you can call it like that, because compared to other internet communities, even non gaming communities, this is just not a drama at all.
Yeah, it's not a drama. I think like probably Daud will just give Liereyy some shisha and talk about like, oh man, you could be just more chill, and he literally will be fine. I think it's like the first time I seen Liereyy, I think he was like 16 years old, and until now, I didn't see any problem that he had with community at all. And I will give him like benefit of the doubt for sure. Like
Yeah,
it's
fair.
nothing. It's nothing. Like it's not a big deal. But I
Yeah,
think the biggest thing is like even something little like this can make us just talk about the community around the game. I think we are just so focused about the game. How many villages we will have next, like 6 on wood, 4 on food. Just we need to have this type of personality
yeah.
talks as
This
well. Like
this I agree.
look
This much I agree.
look at all the sports and look at the talk around the sports. Like look at NBA. Who is the real guy? Who is like this? Who is like that? It's not about the game at all, man.
Yeah, we were
And
just talking before the stream about what's happening
yeah,
with the WNBA and Angel, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I do understand it, and I think so. When we say, at least when I say I want more drama in AOE, it's stupid drama like this one, that makes people talk about it. I know that Reddit just decided to curtail the conversation there, but yeah, I think it's important because I understand the fear. It's not only Red Neo that brought this up. Emu Warrior also did, and Emu is playing this game for the longest time already. So he does have some experience with the community, right? He plays for the longest time, and I understand that you don't want this community to suddenly become toxic. I totally understand.
I don't
What?
think it cannot be like toxic suddenly. It's not a toxic thing. Like this one is just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
for example MBL. Like why MBL is someone unique because he just brings some personality. Or they're
Good
like
point.
I love Viper a lot, but what he brings is like Tim Duncan from NBA. I know, like if someone knows Tim
Yeah,
Duncan.
I don't think Viper might be the worst offender here because he does different stuff that some people would consider toxic if it wasn't a pro player doing.
Nah.
Like the when he memes and he gets his gates and stuff, if it wasn't the pros doing it, I'm 100% sure Reddit would be calling this that toxic, because anything that goes a little bit out of the line that is the meta, people start to complain about, right? So we have 1032 posts asking to somehow change the options for red phosphorus threats. Oh, because it's not meta, it's cheesy. Like even Hera said that cheesy players are the top worst kind of players. Like, what the hell does that mean? Do you want to just watch the same freaking thing all the time? You want people with different personalities. Why do people talk about auto everything? MBL was complaining. MBL was enraged when he made that, and it's part of the community now.
Yeah, exactly. I think like it's just I don't think it will even stay like that was for FC Castle drop thing. I don't think it will even stay. It will take just like some months, and
Yeah,
it
exactly.
it's way too all in to be the main meta of the game anyways. It's just gonna be Like the game will go phases like this, and these phases are just good for the game because then
Yes,
it
it
just
is.
stays the same all the time.
Exactly
All the time.
what you're talking about right now is what Fluffy just said in chat, and I have been saying for the longest time. It's how the meta works. Now, Fast Castle works because people are not rushing anymore. One of the reasons people are not rushing anymore is because Ahara said in a video 2, 3, 4, 5 months ago that rushes FC and rushes don't work anymore because they are too easy to repel, right? So that's the kind of stuff that is healthy for the meta, is that it keeps shifting. If it's the same thing forever, it's just bland.
Yeah, that's exactly. But like, and this game is so old, and like with some DLCs and balance changes, it sometimes like gets some new stuff to the
Yeah,
surface, but in general, it just stays the same.
yeah.
So
The
if
core is
someone
not going
can,
to change.
yeah, if someone can come up with something new, it's really good. Like, just let it be. But it's not gonna stay forever. Like, because something like FC Castle Drop cannot stay forever. It's way too all in, but that's another
I
topic, of
I
course.
don't think it's good for the marketing team if you keep saying Ford Castle is not good, because that's the name of the podcast.
No. It's FC Castle Drop. It's not Forward
Oh,
Castle.
okay, okay.
Forward Castles are awesome. Forward
Fair
Castles
enough.
are awesome. Exactly for low legend, Forward Castles are what makes you win, man.
All right.
You drop the castle
uh,
and people get picked out.
so the D1000 is saying that playing the game over and over is super boring, and creative players definitely keep the game alive. And I agree 100%. I agree
Yeah.
100%
But I
because
think, like,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, but
No,
I
no, go
want to
ahead.
say this. As a player, if you're not 2K5 or something, don't be like, this game is boring, you cannot do shit. That's not real. That's what you hear from pros. That's not real.
Yeah.
If you're 1.3, like, if you're 1300, you can do any shit you want and you can somehow win. Don't be stuck with like what you hear from pros because it doesn't work for you. It's just, that's not real, man.
What? No, Fluffy. So I actually agree with Lonzo here. Unfortunately, I do agree with him. But yeah, we commit so many mistakes, even at your elo, Fluffy. We commit so many mistakes that just doing something crazy, but doing it well could win you a good amount of games for sure. Because the game the pros play and the game we play is so different, so different. The main point that I like to make when it comes to civilizations on the lower levels is that what really changes is more the tech tree than the bonuses, because unless you have bonus that change the game like the Kimai bonus, but because you get 10% faster farmers, dude. You already screwing up so much on another area that this 10% is just going to make up for it. It's not going to put you ahead. So these mistakes are so much more important than the civilization you are playing, with the exception once again for the tech tree. So yeah, I think the game is so much different on the different elos. Yeah, and look, check. So Yamon is just in chat right now. Yamon is a very interesting player to watch. He plays Saracens almost exclusively, but there's something else. It's not only Saracens. It's Saracens TC drop. Dude is 1.5 or 1.6k, one of the two. I don't remember. The dude does that, and it works. Then you question why? Well, again, because one, he's doing something that's not usual, right? It's not something that always works. It's not something that you see every day. So the first factor is surprise, right? That's the it didn't work either time. Yeah, but see, he got to your elo. That's the point, right? He defeated players above your elo, and it worked. He got to, I think, 1.6K. I'm going to check here real quick.
Yeah, I think I think streamers from streams from pro players made a bad influence on some people on how to play the game. It's like they think if 1 point like 15 elo and they are so worried because they got housed. Like chill, it's gonna be fine, bro.
Yeah, look, he
Like you
almost
can
got to 1.6K. So yeah,
like
if you do something well at even to, I think I'm going to say even to up to 1.8K, you can easily win. You know what I mean?
yeah, like what I don't understand is let's say it's Lonzo Wall, it's like 14 1500 elo, and I'm saying it's like, oh, the game is so boring because like meta is this and that. Bro, like at 14 1500 you can do anything and you can just win and lose, or just it doesn't matter. You're not 30 seconds of idle TC is not gonna
Yeah,
be your ad at 15 elo.
yeah, exactly.
Chill and play the game, have fun.
Which goes again, one of the reasons I don't understand why people hate pickers so much. They kind of hang a little bit on Mongo specifically, but I see people complaining a lot about Civ picking. But people might have different objectives in this game, right? Yeah, look, look, Mr. Fluffy Bunny. Yeah, so you know what I mean. You have different objectives in this game. You want to be a pro, yeah. You should learn different stuff, I guess. But what if I don't want to? Why should I be judged because I just want to have fun with a freaking game?
Because people are so focused on the streamers, I think that's the problem. Like we are watching so many pro games, tournaments, blah 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 blah, and we are just so focused on that we forget about the game
Kenny,
as we
do you
play it.
do you want to join us? We have a spot real quick if you want to talk about this. And I do understand that point, and I think it's actually quite funny that people do that. But see, people still do it, and it kind of. I'm hanging out. Wait for my friend. Yep, fair enough. So it kind of makes me a little bit sad because you kind of push people away from the game. When you talk about, let's say we were talking about Larry Bird. So Larry Bird was amazing. He was a great player, but maybe he there we go. Maybe he wasn't the best at rebounds. So are we going to say, oh, Larry Bird, you are a pointer specific. You're not a great player. In AoE, we prefer generalists than specialists. And then you can say, oh, but in tournaments, you need to play with town civilizations. Well, again, that's exactly what we were talking about before about circular logic, right? The tournaments
Yeah,
are like that because the community is like that. So one feeds the other
yeah,
one.
I really understand that, but the one difference is there. Basketball is a like team sports, so being a specialist there is easier than a game where you play 1v1. But I really understand that point because like if you play tricky and play all in, then suddenly it's like it feels like that's less valuable than playing more generic, but it's actually not. So
So
I
Fluffy,
understand
the
that.
problem with what you're saying, it's boring. That's just it's boring for you, right? It might be amazing for them, and for them, the way you play, it's boring. So that's what I think. I don't think it's fair to judge if it's fun or not.
Yeah, like you cannot judge the fun because it's so subjective that it's not gonna matter anyway. But at the end, it's all about winning the game,
Yeah.
and in Age of Empires, if you have the skill and if you have the knowledge, playing more generic gives you more chance to win. But it doesn't take anything away from people who can just like play more specific all in stuff and be really good at that.
But does it though? That is the argument from Highling, to be honest. He says specialities for insects, but I think I don't agree, because how do we define skill? What is the one way to define skill in Age of Empires?
I don't think there's one single way.
Well, there is. There's how matchmaking works. It's called ELO. It is a horrible way to define skill. People who have seen me ranting about this know that I hate ELO, but currently is the only way that you can say, oh, this player is by this metric better than this player. So if one guy gets to 1.6k doing one trick, how is he worse than a player that goes to 1.6k being a generalist?
Yeah, like it's another way. Like on ladder is different than the tournaments, and people want to judge people. So like you can go all in on rank because you're playing different person all the time. But if you're gonna go best of 7 versus the same person, if you play the same way 2 times, the other 5 times, the other person will be ready for that. So
he might be ready, but you're so good at what you do that you can still win. That's the point. That's the thing. Fluffy says, "Oh, you are good at multiple things while he's good at one thing." Yeah, and you're still at the same elo, so you're still the same skill. The fact that you can do different things doesn't really help, because the idea to win a game, it's to win one time. You won one time, there you go, you won. Oh, but if you were playing random, I would beat you. Yeah, I guess, but that's not how the game works, right? The game works. We either pick a civ or we go random, and then we face each other.
Yeah, I think it. I think that's about it. People think it wouldn't translate to tournaments. I think that's the main thing.
But again, it doesn't translate to tournaments because we don't want to. Because tournaments have this rule because of how the community plays. If tournaments allowed you to pick one civ the whole tournament, this whole match or something like that, then it would be a moot point, right? Because yeah, of course it is.
I think it's not about the civ. I think it's about the like. I think it's about playing different maps and playing different people. Like, let's take Huang, right? Like, if Huang is going into a tournament, it's gonna be harder for him. Like at this point on ladder, even everyone knows him, so it's not the same thing. But like in tournaments, it's gonna be harder for him because people know what he's gonna do. But some random person, like if Lonzo Ball goes to some one trick pony until 2K, people won't know him. So every player I will play is gonna be the first time. But if I go and play a like best of 7,
yeah,
then it's gonna change.
I understand, but that's the point, right? Tournament and ladder are two different things. It feels to me, it feels to me like it's the same problem as when people complain that you are laming on the ladder. Oh, you are laming on the ladder. You should lame only in tournaments. Okay, but tell me, how am I supposed to practice if I cannot lame on the ladder? So it goes again. It's not the same thing. What if I don't want to play tournaments and just want to play ladder? Can I never lame then?
Yeah, of course. Like I think we cannot just judge people at all. Like anyone can play however they want as long as they don't cheat in the game. That's it.
D1000 saying a tournament can be interesting in that you must use the same civ until you lose or something. Yeah, we had in the Legion, we had a well, when I say we, I mean I had an idea to make a tournament where you steal civs when you beat them, but we didn't have time to make that tournament yet, so maybe we changed for your idea. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the best solution. Go random if the opponent also goes random. Otherwise, everyone picks. I think it's the
That's
correct
the
way
most
of
fun
doing
way
it.
for me.
Yeah, because if you want to choose, and then we see people. So if you want to say, oh, Civ pickers are the worst, then you should always go random. Not only activate that, because otherwise you're just being, I don't want to say names, but yeah, it doesn't make sense. If you're saying that you should pick random, well, go and show the guy that is your elo with one trick that he's worse than you because you can go random and beat him. Call me out, do it, pussy. Best solutions to no random only queue. No, that's terrible, dude. We don't even have enough people for that. Nah, that's not
I
not
think
it.
another point from all the conversations we have today, I think people are trying to push AoE to something that it's not gonna be, which is like a professional, crazy professional esports stuff like that. It's not gonna be like that, and it's okay. Just be okay with it and move on, man. Why we are trying to make it like so? Oh, we are esports, this and that, and
I see.
I don't
Yeah,
understand. It's never gonna be CS:GO, man.
I agree. So, but I think I prefer to make it two different things. Being a professional, yes, they are professionals. Is this an esport then? No, I don't think it is. I think we can still have professionals on non-esports, right? AoE. So when you're a professional, you need to have some kind of etiquette, even if it's just like respecting the rules. Because as we were saying before, guys like Liereyy, like Hera, like Doubt, even MBL, that's a little bit controversial. People look up to them, right? So I do think there is a responsibility on their side to be more professional in the way they treat people, in the way they turn up on tournaments, that kind of stuff. But it is 100% esports. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. If there is a why is that terrible? Oh, okay. So about the random only queue. So the scene is already fragmented on 1v1s and TGs, and that makes sense because there are different modes. If you start, I only want to play people that pick civs or only random players, you're starting to fragment people in different modes that aren't actually different. If you want to play only random, then you can do it. Why should we force the other person to do the same? You know what I mean? Why does that matter to you what the other person picked? Why should that matter?
I think we are just spoiled, bro. In this
That's
community,
what?
I think we are just so spoiled
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah, for
all
this
the
game,
things we
yeah.
had from Red Bull and stuff. Oh, we have a Red Bull tournament. Woohoo! It's gonna be crazy. Now, then it's not gonna be crazy. People are like, oh, but come on. Back in my day, we couldn't freaking hide our civilizations, man. Just chill. It's a game from '98, and we can still play it in a very good, decent level of graphics and stuff. And like, I don't know, it's good. Look
See,
at StarCraft. People are crying, man.
I was avoiding saying anything about advantage, and now you went for the point that I wanted to pick on. So is it a free advantage if he picks a civilization? Isn't it a free advantage for you if he goes random then? There's yeah, exactly. There is no. It makes no sense. If you're saying we are the same elo and I'm better than you because I play random, then show it. Show that you're better than him playing random. Otherwise, you're not supporting your argument. But because there aren't different modes. There are still 1v1s. You know what I mean? There's still 1v1s. If you want to go random, you can go random. If you want to pick Civ, you can pick Civ. That is already an option. I don't see a reason to create a new ladder just for random Civs. What do you think, Lonzo?
That's bullshit, man. You cannot create a lobby ladder for random cities. Not like
So
let's create a ranked ladder for only Frank's player, only Lithuanians player. It's not like that's what I'm saying. We are so spoiled in this game, and I think it's just like what we are missing is real different personalities, man. I think that's what we need this drama all the time, these little dramas. Not only when Liereyy just says something. We just
yeah,
need it.
I think D1000 was very, very precise when he said, I don't want drama, I want news. I want information about the game. And yeah, stuff like this that happen that make conversations, I think it's the kind of thing that's actually very good for the scene. But do we have new people reaching the high levels? And that's a good point. That's something that is very nice, that we have people like Sebastian. That's amazing. We have my Frenchy dude, and I think I don't know, man. I see him playing, and I think he might be the next one. You know what I mean? He might be the next Hera, the next Viper. He has everything to just do the same thing. Sito, I mean, Sebastian is amazing, of course, but I'm speaking about Sito specifically. Yeah, having people in the highest echelons is always good. We don't have enough players isn't quite a good argument against giving people options, because by letting people play the way they want to play, you can actually have more players in total. Yeah, but not when you divide them, right? When you divide them, you create less games, because you might have a longer queue and that kind of stuff. But my point is actually the opposite. We need to keep them together so we have more games. Dividing beats removing. But we are not removing anything, right? The idea isn't to remove anything. I am? What am I removing?
If you try to split everything into divisions like that, you will not have a game.
Where's your point? I don't see the point. So I don't have to play against one tricks? Is that it? I know tens, if not dozens of players who no longer... come on. That kind of argument, it's just silly. Yeah, I know thousands of people who wouldn't play if that was the case. Come on. Nah. Come on. Well, I just explained why it's silly. It doesn't matter to anything. You're saying that you know tens, if not dozens of people. Okay, so how many of those people are compared to the people that... No, I know you didn't, but that's the point. How many of those people are really going to come back? How many people are going to go out if we do that? How many? You don't know. So saying that you know people that think this way, it's not really relevant. The system just needs to encourage warrior selection by prioritizing shorter queue times for players willing to play in more modes. Okay, can you? I know you can queue for 1v1s and TGs at the same time. Can you do the same for EW, for example? Do you know? You can? Yeah. In that case, yeah, I agree. In that case, yeah, if you can do the same for both of them, then I don't see a problem with creating this pick only or whatever, the random only. So you can have pick only, random only, and whatever. Yeah, I agree. Yep. In that case, I agree, because you're not increasing the timing for that much. Because while we are going to have people like Bunny or like Fluffy, who doesn't want to play against speakers, so he's going to only be in one of these ladders. I don't have the information if that's a big amount of players that's going to increase queue time. So. Yeah, I'm going to say I'm ambivalent about this position. I see the point now. I wasn't understanding perfectly. So yeah, I would be open to that. Yeah, at least to test that, right? Because yeah, I understand that now. Took me a while, but we got it. All right, so Lonzo, do we have anything else, or are we leaving?
I think we come to the conclusion that Liereyy didn't do anything wrong. Hashtag Liereyy did not do anything wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here today. And Liereyy was wrong. Let me mute him real quick.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I can't mute him. There you go.
Don't mind me.
I got it.
I'ma just grab
Wait, don't leave. What about skirms? So next episode, we are going to talk how are we eliminating skirms from AoE. I hope you guys are here as well. And well, let's rate someone. Lonzo is making strange
Fuck
movements.
this shit, I'm out. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my
Alright, let me check real quick. So we have Graf, we have Hera, we have Cito, but Cito is streaming in French. We have a zone. We could go for Ozone.
I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Alright,
This shit,
we're
I'm
going for
out.
Ozone. You never change my views on Smurfing, so save us both. Smurfing? Wait, what?
Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Are we talking about thanks for the chat and face review? Yeah, thank you very much, man. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here today. I hope you guys liked the conversation. We might have a second episode, I don't know. Depends on Lonzo and especially you guys, of course. But yeah, whenever we get to Ozone, remember to tell him the Legion paved the way and let's show him some love. My name is Soku, this is GG.
Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this